Welcome to the Cryptolova Show with your host, Natalia Sokolova.
Hello, I'm Natalia Sokolova and welcome to Cryptolova Show. For many years, I have been speaking at a lot of prestigious global conferences, family office events, and I just came back from one of the very exclusive event hosted by Dynasty Partners in Palm Beach, Florida. There was only under 100 participants and it was very interesting lineup of participants and the speakers. So at this event, and I have promised for those who've been watching me on Instagram that I would tell a little bit about what Michael Saylor was talking about at this conference. There'll be a lot more to come, so follow me and subscribe to me. And but today I want to start with the basic. He was asked a question: what is the Bitcoin? And I would like to translate in my words what his definition of Bitcoin, which I thought was quite interesting. So, for 5,000 years, people always wanted to have a portable property. Gold was one of those properties. It was not perfect, but it kind of worked. So next best is actual real property. You're talking about lands, building. So what's next? So people have tried for so many years to create something that's easier to carry and to transport. So about 50 times people tried to create a digital currency, and many has failed until Satoshi came into the place. Satoshi has created Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? It's an open source program that runs on the computers. Computers don't trust each other, and it's completely decentralized in the cyberspace. You can only create 21 million of the coins. After the 21 million coins created, there is no more coins can be created. So, and this network is running on more than 10,000 nodes. It's protected by proprietary mining technology. And right now, it's about several thousand miners are mining it on the equipment that's worth more than 15 billion of dollars. So as you can see, it's quite protected and quite decentralized. So the first time the real property has been created in the cyberspace. Basically, Bitcoin, you can call Bitcoin is its own city in the cyber world that is completely decentralized. You need to have your private key, and this private key gives you title ownership of the amount that you actually own. You're the only one who hold it. If you lose it, your money is gone. So it's obviously very important to keep it in a very safe space, but also it gives you a right to transfer the ownership. You can transfer all of it. You can transfer your key. You can transfer part of it. So it's your property to transfer to any other person. So, I mean, if you have $100 million and you need to move it to another place, it's would be actually take a lot of time, a lot of fees to deal with the bank. With Bitcoin, it's pretty much instantly, and it provides a really good solution. What also interesting concept that you can move, you say your wealth to your grandkids, and you can basically just push a key for like 10,000 days in the future and put it in a safe place, give them information where it is and where the key is, and that's it. So that's a really interesting of wealth transfership to other generation as well. So this is basically, according to Michael, the highest form of property rights that human has created. And it's the only true ownership that exists, according to Mr. Saylor. You can have, of course, other properties, such as, your house, your land, your art, currencies, and you own it. But then, your government can come and take it away from you. Somebody can come put a gun in your hand and steal stuff from you. The property taxes, if you don't pay your taxes, they'll take away your property. I mean, they can put, rent control on your property. They can change the zoning on the property and make it in a freaking parking lot. So there's a lot of other factors that you cannot control. So basically, after Bitcoin, if it didn't exist, he thinks that the next best option for holding a property and holding your assets is actual physical real estate, lands, building, etc. So, but also there is such thing as a geopolitical risk of holding a property. And if you want to move to a different country, you obviously cannot take it with you. Selling of the property is, going through the escrow. This, as we all know, is quite a different, well, most of us know, quite a different and difficult process. But you can also, there's a lot of things that you can do with the Bitcoin, not just hold it. I mean, you can mortgage it, you can lend it, you can divide it into split little pieces, and you can actually, the only assets, what Michael was saying was a joke, you can actually take it to the grave and nobody else will be able to take it away from you. And what's interesting that it's also the only asset that you cannot take with violence, because if somebody comes and threaten to kill you, try to kill you, they can actually kill you and take over your property. Well, if somebody kills you, they don't have access to your key, private key, and the asset is just simply gone if nobody else has an access to it. So it's kind of interesting that it's one type of property that you cannot lose with any of the violence. So there's a lot of very compelling risks, and I love the fact that Michael was describing Bitcoin more as a property, as a currency. He was also mentioning that in SEC, Bitcoin is the only asset that actually falls into the property category rather than a security. I mean, of course, laws in a crypto space are not defined, and everybody's impatiently waiting to a more defined definition of SEC's rules and regulation regarding to crypto. But for now, it's a very interesting differentiator between Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And you also take into consideration economic conditions like money supply. Right now, U.S. Increasing money supply, expanding money supply about 15-20% a year. In Argentina, it's 40 to 50% a year. So you want to stay away from regular fiat currency just because of the increasing inflation. So right now, it's good to move your portfolio from fiat currency into the actual real property, and that's what the differentiation, and that's kind of what Michael was talking about. There was more discussions, of course, during that amazing event and amazing conference. We had several roundtable discussions on different topics that were pretty interesting. That some of it I obviously am not allowed to talk about, but some of them I will mention to you. So stay tuned for more. And if you have any more questions, then please send me a message and follow me or subscribe. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. This is Natalia Sokolova.
Welcome to the Cryptolova Show with your host, Natalia Sokolova.